There is one drink that millions of American seniors have every single day. It is in nearly every home in this country. It is sold at every grocery store, every gas station, every restaurant. Some people have 2 or 3 of them before noon. Many seniors believe it is helping them, giving them energy, keeping them going, helping them function. And their doctor has probably never once warned them about what it is doing to their blood pressure. Today, I am going to name it. I am going to explain exactly what it does inside your body, especially after the age of 50. And I am going to give you a clear, simple path forward that does not require you to give up everything you love. But first, I need you to hear something important, because what I am about to tell you may be the most relevant health information you have heard in years. Stay with me. Before I tell you what the drink is, I want you to understand why this matters so much, specifically for adults over 50. Because the danger here is not the same for everyone. Age changes everything. When your body is young, it has a remarkable ability to absorb and recover from sudden changes. Your heart rate goes up, it comes back down quickly. Your blood pressure spikes, it normalizes within minutes. Your nervous system gets activated, it calms back down almost immediately. The body at 30 or 35 is flexible and resilient in ways most of us took completely for granted. But after 50, that resilience begins to change. Your arteries are naturally stiffer than they used to be. Your heart has to work a little harder to do the same job. Your kidneys filter more slowly. Your body handles sudden blood pressure spikes less efficiently. And those spikes, instead of resolving in minutes, can linger for hours. Each spike leaves a small amount of additional strain on the vessel walls. And after years and decades of repeated spikes, that accumulated strain becomes real, measurable, and dangerous damage. This is the context in which I want you to understand what the #1 blood pressure-raising drink is doing to your body. And that drink, the one in millions of American homes, the one billions of dollars are spent on every year, the one seniors pour every morning and reach for again in the afternoon, is regular soda. Specifically, sugary soft drinks. And for many seniors, it includes the diet versions too, for reasons I will explain shortly. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You are thinking, soda? I already know soda is not great for me. I have heard that. This is not news. But here is what most people do not know. And this is the part that genuinely shocks people when they hear it clearly for the first time. Regular soda does not just raise blood pressure through sugar alone. It raises it through a specific and powerful chain reaction inside the body that targets your blood vessels, your kidneys, and your heart simultaneously. And after the age of 50, that chain reaction is faster, more intense, and far more difficult for your body to recover from than at any earlier point in your life. A single 12-ounce can of regular soda contains between 35 and 45 grams of sugar. Most of that sugar is high fructose corn syrup, a specific form of sugar that the body processes very differently from natural sugars. When high fructose corn syrup enters your bloodstream, it does not just spike your blood sugar the way regular sugar does. It also triggers a direct increase in uric acid, a compound that blocks the production of nitric oxide inside your blood vessels. And here is why that matters. Nitric oxide is what keeps your blood vessels relaxed and flexible. It is your body's natural blood vessel relaxer. When your blood vessels have healthy levels of nitric oxide, they stay wide open and blood flows freely through them. But when uric acid rises, which happens rapidly after drinking regular soda, it suppresses that nitric oxide. Your blood vessels constrict, they tighten. The space that blood has to move through narrows. And when the same amount of blood is pushed through a narrower channel, the pressure inside goes up. That is not a slow or gradual process. That pressure spike begins within 30 to 60 minutes of drinking a regular soda. And for an adult over 50 whose vessels are already less elastic, that spike is steeper and lasts longer than it would in a younger person. And that is just regular soda. For diet soda, which many seniors switch to thinking it was the safer choice, the story is different, but equally concerning. The artificial sweeteners used in diet sodas, particularly aspartame and high fructose alternatives, have been shown in multiple studies to disrupt the gut microbiome, the community of bacteria in your digestive system that plays a direct role in blood pressure regulation. They also appear to increase cravings for sweets, promote insulin resistance over time, and in some studies have been associated with higher rates of cardiovascular events in older adults, not lower, as most people assumed. In other words, switching from regular to diet soda may not be the protection most seniors believed it was, and for some, it may have created a different set of problems altogether. Now, I want to ask you something personal, and I want you to really think about this. Do you drink soda? Even occasionally? Even 1 or 2 a day, which many seniors consider moderate. And if you do, have you noticed any of the following things? Have you felt your heart beating a little harder or faster sometime after drinking a soda, especially in the afternoon? Have you experienced a brief headache or a feeling of heaviness in your head an hour or so after having a cold drink? Have you noticed that your blood pressure readings, if you check at home, seem higher on certain days without obvious reason? Have you felt unusually thirsty after drinking soda, almost like it made the thirst worse instead of better? Have you experienced energy that goes up sharply and then crashes, leaving you more tired than before? These are not random experiences. They are the direct physical effects of what soda is doing to your blood pressure, your blood sugar, and your nervous system, and they are more pronounced in the body of an adult over 50 than in anyone younger. Let me tell you about a man named Charles, 68 years old, retired construction foreman from Texas. A hard-working man who had managed his blood pressure for years with medication and a reasonable diet. He exercised when he could, he watched his salt, he did everything he was told. But every afternoon, without fail, Charles had 2 cold cans of regular soda. It was his ritual, his reward for the day. It had been part of his afternoon routine for over 30 years. When Charles went to his cardiologist for a follow-up visit, his daytime blood pressure numbers were consistently worse than expected, especially in the mid-afternoon and evening. His doctor adjusted his medication twice. It helped briefly, but never fully solved the problem. And the doctor never once asked about his afternoon soda habit. Neither of them connected those 2 cans to the numbers that refused to cooperate. Then Charles's daughter, a nurse, visited for a month. She watched his daily routine. And on the 3rd day, she said, "Dad, those 2 sodas every afternoon. Let's try something." For 30 days, Charles replaced his afternoon sodas with cold water and a small glass of 100% tart cherry juice. Nothing else changed. He kept his same medications, the same meals, the same routine. His afternoon blood pressure dropped by an average of 11 points in 30 days. 11 points from a drink swap. His cardiologist was so surprised that he brought Charles's case up at a medical conference. Charles still misses his afternoon soda sometimes. He will tell you that honestly. But he will also tell you that he has not felt this steady and this clear-headed in years, and that matters to him more. So let us go a little deeper into why soda, specifically, is such a problem for blood pressure, because understanding the cause is what gives you the power to make a real change. The first and most direct cause is the sugar load. The amount of sugar in a single soda far exceeds what the human body was designed to process at one time. That sugar triggers a massive release of insulin. Insulin, in large amounts, causes the kidneys to retain sodium, and retained sodium raises blood pressure. This is a well-established and direct mechanism. Every can of regular soda initiates this cycle. The second cause is the high fructose corn syrup effect on uric acid, which I described earlier, the process that suppresses nitric oxide and causes the blood vessels to constrict. This happens quickly and powerfully, and it is specific to fructose-based sweeteners in a way that natural fruit sugars are not, because fruit comes with fiber that slows absorption. The third cause is caffeine. Most regular sodas, colas especially, contain significant amounts of caffeine. Caffeine directly stimulates the adrenal glands, which release adrenaline. Adrenaline causes the heart to beat faster and the blood vessels to constrict. For someone who is also taking blood pressure medication, this caffeine-driven constriction can partially counteract the medication's effectiveness, which is exactly what was happening with Charles in the afternoons. The fourth cause is phosphoric acid. This is the ingredient that gives cola sodas their sharp, biting taste. Phosphoric acid, consumed regularly over time, has been shown to impair kidney function slowly, and your kidneys are one of the primary regulators of blood pressure. When they are not working optimally, even slightly below their best, blood pressure control becomes harder for the entire body. The fifth cause is what soda does to thirst and hydration. Soda does not hydrate the body the way water does. In fact, the sugar and caffeine in soda can act as mild diuretics, meaning they cause the kidneys to release more fluid. This leads to mild chronic dehydration in many regular soda drinkers. And dehydration causes the blood to thicken slightly, which forces the heart to work harder to pump it, raising blood pressure further. And the sixth cause is the replacement effect. Every glass of soda that a senior drinks is a glass of water or herbal tea or tart cherry juice that they did not drink. Those replacement beverages, the ones being crowded out by soda, are the ones with real, documented blood pressure lowering benefits. Every soda is not just a harmful drink, it is also a missed opportunity for a protective one. Here is the part that I want you to feel good about, because this is genuinely one of the most changeable risk factors for blood pressure that exists. You are not talking about surgery. You are not talking about a complicated new medication. You are talking about what is in your glass. And that is something you have complete control over starting today. The first and most impactful step is to reduce soda, both regular and diet, as much as you realistically can. I am not telling you it has to be zero forever, but if you are having 1 or 2 sodas a day, start by cutting that in half. Have one every other day, then one on weekends. Give your blood vessels time to recover between exposures. Even this level of reduction will produce a measurable change in your blood pressure over time. The second step is to replace soda with drinks that actively support healthy blood pressure. Water is the foundation. Plain, cold, filtered water is the best thing you can put in your body for cardiovascular health. If plain water feels boring, add a slice of lemon, a few mint leaves, or a small amount of 100% fruit juice. These small additions make water more enjoyable without the sugar load of soda. Tart cherry juice, the kind with no added sugar, not the sweetened cocktail version, has strong research behind it for blood pressure reduction in older adults. 1 small glass a day has been shown to lower systolic blood pressure meaningfully. It tastes good, it is widely available, and it carries real cardiovascular benefits. Hibiscus tea is another powerful option. Multiple studies have shown that drinking 2 to 3 cups of hibiscus tea daily lowers blood pressure comparably to some low-dose medications. It is caffeine-free, inexpensive, widely available, and has a pleasant tart flavor. Many seniors who have made this swap describe it as one of the easiest and most rewarding changes they have ever made. Sparkling water, plain or lightly flavored with no added sugar, gives you the carbonation and the feeling of a special drink without any of the blood pressure consequences. Many people who miss the fizz of soda find that sparkling water genuinely satisfies that craving. The third step is to read the labels on everything you drink. Many beverages that do not look like soda, sports drinks, flavored teas, vitamin waters, juice cocktails, energy drinks, carry similar or even larger amounts of sugar and caffeine as regular soda. They are often marketed in healthy-sounding packaging, but the sugar load and the blood pressure impact can be identical. If a drink has more than 10 grams of sugar per serving, treat it the same way you would treat a soda. The fourth step is to stay consistently hydrated with water throughout the day. Many seniors are mildly dehydrated without knowing it, and that mild dehydration is making their blood pressure harder to control. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses of plain water each day. Keep a glass near your favorite chair, near the coffee maker, near your bed. Make it easy to reach. Make it a habit. And the fifth step is to have an honest conversation with your doctor. Bring up what you drink every day. Tell them about the sodas, the sweet teas, the sports drinks, the energy drinks, all of it. Doctors cannot address what they do not know about, and your daily beverage habits are a direct input to your blood pressure numbers. They deserve to be part of the conversation. Charles told me something once that has stayed with me. He said, the hardest part was not giving up the soda. The hardest part was admitting that something I loved was hurting me. That's a hard thing for anyone to face. And he is right. It is a hard thing. Because these drinks are not just beverages. They are habits and rituals and comfort and pleasure and a little piece of everyday joy. And being told that something you love is working against you, that never feels easy. But here is what I want you to hold on to. You do not have to choose between enjoying your life and protecting your health. You get to do both. You get to find the sparkling water that actually tastes good, and the hibiscus tea that surprises you, and the cold glass of water with lemon on a summer afternoon that turns out to be exactly what your body was asking for all along. These are not sacrifices. They are discoveries, and every one of them is a gift you are giving to your heart. Your blood pressure does not have to be a constant battle. Your numbers do not have to keep creeping in the wrong direction despite everything you are doing. Sometimes the answer is simpler and more within reach than we realize. Sometimes it is sitting in a can in your refrigerator right now. And the most powerful thing you can do today is set it aside and reach for something better. You owe that to yourself. You owe it to the people who are counting on you to be here, not just for the big events, but for the ordinary days that turn out to matter most. If this video gave you something to think about, if it made you look at what is in your glass a little differently, please share it. Post it on your Facebook. Send it to a loved one who reaches for a soda every afternoon without thinking twice. Because the connection between what we drink and how our blood pressure behaves is one of the most actionable and underappreciated health relationships there is. And sharing this might be the thing that changes someone's trajectory. And if you want to stay informed, to keep receiving honest, practical, clearly explained health information made specifically for adults over 50, please subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. We are here every week, and this community is built for people who are serious about living well for every year they have left. You have more control than you think. You always have. Start with what is in your glass, and let that be today's first step. I will see you in the next video.